Hey you guys, what's up? In today's video, I'm going to be trying out the brand new PUR Push Up 4-in-1 Sculpting Concealer. I haven't done a concealer review in a while, so I am so excited to try this one out. I love the PUR 4-in-1 foundation. That's like one of my favorite foundations, so I cannot wait to try this concealer out for you guys. So really quickly, before we get started, I would really appreciate it if you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, I am doing a huge giveaway right now. I'll have it linked in my description box below if you guys want to enter that. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So before we go ahead and try out the concealer on the face, I'm first going to show you guys close-ups, tell you about the packaging, about the concealer, give you guys pricing and everything like that. I'm also going to show you guys some swatches of the shades that I got. So let's go ahead and do that. So this is the new PUR Push Up 4-in-1 Sculpting Concealer, and the price of this is $22. I picked up this concealer in two different shades. We have the shade LN2 and LG3. So this conceals the look of imperfections, brightens the appearance of skin, and locks in hydration. It says that this works with foundation to provide additional coverage to achieve the appearance of a smooth, even skin tone. It says it blends out seamlessly for a buildable, lightweight, medium to full coverage, and there are 16 different shades in this concealer. So I love the packaging of this concealer. It feels very heavy. It is called their Push Up Concealer because you just push this little button right here, and the doe foot applicator just pops out. Here is a close-up of the applicator. It is a very wide, like oval shaped applicator, and whenever you put this back in the bottle, it just clicks in. There is no like twisting or anything. It literally just pops out and then pops back in. So now I'm going to show you guys swatches of the two shades that I picked up next to some other concealer shades from other brands, so you guys can see like how similar these two shades are compared to some other concealers. So first up we have the shade LN2. And then the other shade is LG3. So now I'm going to swatch the Too Faced Born This Way concealer in the shade Swan. Wow, that one is a lot lighter than the PUR ones. Urban Decay Stay Naked in 20WY. Oh boy, I guess I need to go grab some darker concealers. Oh no. CoverGirl True Blend Undercover in the shade Classic Ivory. Benefit Boing Concealer in 2.5. And ColourPop Pretty Fresh in 20N. So obviously these are darker than the first two I swatched, but if you were anywhere in these shades for like these other concealers, I think you could probably make this one work. The LG3 might be a little bit too dark, but yeah, there are the concealers swatched. All right, so now that you guys have seen everything about the concealer, let's go ahead and try it out on the face. So I'm first gonna start out by priming my face with my ColourPop Pretty Fresh Primer. This is like my go-to primer that I always use, so I wanna keep my makeup like how I would normally do it. So I'm just gonna put this all over the face. I am gonna go underneath the eyes as well because my under eyes definitely need the hydration. So for foundation, of course, I'm going to be using the PUR 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie Foundation. Mine is in the shade LN5 if you guys are wondering. And I'm just going to quickly apply this all over the face. The color might be a little dark for me right now. I'm getting pale because I have not self-tanned in quite a while. And like all my foundations and stuff are like my self-tan shades. Like I don't own that many pale shades anymore because I am normally self-tanned at least like a little bit. If you guys haven't tried this foundation, I highly recommend it. I think there's like 100 shades in this foundation too, so you'll definitely be able to find your shade. So I think I'm going to go in with the shade LN2 for the concealer because I want it to be like a little bit lighter than my face. Can I just say again how much I love the packaging? I love that this like pops up and then clicks back in. It's so much easier than trying to like unscrew it. So I really love that. And I'm going to put just a little bit here in my inner corner. And I'm going to put a little bit over here. We're going to just start with one eye first and see how this blends out. By the way, I am using my e.l.f. sponge. I have mentioned this a lot recently. I love this sponge. So it seems to blend out easily. I don't know how I feel about the coverage right now. I feel like the coverage was a little bit lighter than I was imagining because it said it was like a medium to full coverage, I'm pretty sure is what I said earlier. And I feel like you can definitely still see my dark circles. So let's just add a little bit here, a little right there. It seems to blend out easily. I just don't know how I feel like about the coverage. Like I don't like how it's still dark here in my inner corner, and with as much as I feel like I applied, I feel like it should be covering better than that. Oh no. I had really high hopes for this too because I love the foundation. I really don't want to like cake up on this, but I feel like I need just a little bit more in here. Like I feel like I still have like really dark circles under my eyes. I'm gonna put a little bit on my eyelid just because I normally like to do that. All right, so I will say that it does look very natural underneath the eyes. I feel like it does look a little bit like dewy. It's definitely not drying underneath the eyes. My only problem is that I feel like it doesn't have enough coverage, and that would normally be fine, but it says it's a medium to full coverage. To me, this is just like a light coverage. So I don't know how I feel. Like I really love the ColourPop Pretty Fresh concealer, which is a light to medium coverage concealer, and I feel like I get more coverage with that one than this one, and this one is supposed to be full coverage. So let's try the other eye before we set it. We'll see if this like sinks into my fine lines or anything. So once again, I'm going to do a little bit in the inner corner and then out here. It has a very like kind of thin and watery consistency, almost kind of like a serum type of consistency. It feels very like watery. This is not going well. I am not liking the concealer so far. Oh my gosh. I'm like actually really disappointed right now because I expected to love this. Ugh, no. All right, so we're gonna do a little bit of close-up looking. I feel like it's definitely, let me come close. It's definitely sinking into my fine lines, obviously. I haven't set it yet. Most concealers do that, but normally I have a little bit of time before it starts sinking, but the concealer is really sinking into my creases right here. And I just feel like it doesn't look good. I don't know what it is. Something about this concealer just doesn't look good to me. I had really high hopes for this too because I love the foundation so much. I don't know, maybe I'll like it more after I set it. I don't want to just completely like write this off. And obviously I'm going to keep trying it out after this video as well, but based on just like trying this out, I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and set this with powder. So I will say that I do think it looks better now that I set it with powder, but honestly I'm still not like loving it at this point. I don't know. There's just something that I don't like about it, and I can't tell what it is. Like I can't tell if it's the coverage or like the way the concealer is like looking on the skin. Like it keeps settling into my fine lines, and I keep trying to blend it out with a sponge, but then it just keeps going back into my fine lines, which after I set my concealer, it never does that. So ooh, I don't know what's going on here with this. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish off the rest of my makeup, and we'll see if this looks any better once my makeup is all done. So I'm gonna do that and I will be right back. All right, so my makeup is done. I do have two different eye looks on because I just tried out the new BH Cosmetics BFF eyeshadow palette. I'm not sure if this review will be up before the concealer one, but I will put it in the cards if this one is up before this video. So I will say that I do like the way the concealer looks better after finishing up my makeup. It's still, I feel like it does look a little strange. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like it looks like crepey underneath my eyes. Like I feel like it really emphasized the texture underneath my eyes, and it definitely is still sinking in to my fine lines. So not a fan of that so far. I had really high hopes for the concealer, so I am like a little bit disappointed right now because I thought this was gonna be like amazing, and I'm kind of wondering if this primer had anything to do with the way the concealer looks underneath the eyes. Like maybe this underneath the eyes interfered with the ingredients in here. So I'm very tempted to like take off maybe one side and try it without anything under and see if that helps. I might do that in just a minute, but based on my first impressions, like I'm not a big fan right now. I feel like it looks kind of cakey under the eyes. I did kind of build it up, so that's probably my fault because I feel like the coverage was just not the best. It said it was a medium to full coverage, and I feel like it was definitely just a light coverage concealer. So yeah. All right, this could go very badly, but I'm gonna take off maybe this eye, I think. So I'm just gonna take some micellar water. Ooh, yeah, we might have to wipe with water after so it doesn't interfere again. So I'm just gonna take off the concealer here. This was totally a bad idea. All right, so let's just try it again. And I think maybe this time I'm gonna set it immediately. I'm not gonna let it sit here. Yeah, this blends out like very easily. So I'm just gonna do the one layer like that, and I'm gonna quickly grab my powder and go ahead and set that immediately. So my immediate reaction to redoing that is that this eye looks better than this eye. Like, let me know if you guys can see the difference in the comments. I feel like this eye looks very smooth and this one looks still like cakey and crepey. Oh my, wow. And it's not like in my fine lines because I set it immediately, so maybe this was application error. That is good news. So what I did before too is I set my face with the Milk Hydro Grip setting spray. I don't know why I almost said powder. And I'm gonna go ahead and spray my face again so we can do the same kind of thing because maybe that affected this as well. And then I always like to just lightly bounce my sponge after I set my face with setting spray. So after reapplying it with no product underneath, I feel like it looks so much better. Like this side looks very like cakey and it's in my fine lines right here. This side I feel like looks a little bit more smooth. It's still not as much coverage as I would prefer, but it looks so much better now after redoing that. Okay, so that is actually great because I had a lot of high hopes for this concealer and I feel like this side now after redoing it looks so much better. But I'm going to keep testing this out as I always do with other products, and I'm definitely going to be including it in a ranking video very soon. So I will continue using this and of course give you guys like my updated thoughts on how I'm liking it. I feel like so much relief now that I just redid that eye because I was like really not liking this when I first tried it, but I feel like it looks so much better now on this side. Still not as much coverage, as I said, as I would prefer. It does say it's medium to full coverage, but I would definitely say it's more light to medium coverage. It's a very like watery, kind of like liquidy concealer formula. It's definitely lightweight underneath the eyes. This is a more kind of like hydrating concealer, so it does sink into your fine lines very fast. So you do need to set it like immediately or you're going to be creasing everywhere. If you like a super full coverage concealer, you are probably not going to like this because you do have to build it up to be like really full coverage, and then once you start building it up, it does start to look cakey. With one application, it definitely looks very nice. You can still kind of see my dark circles, but it does look much more smooth. It feels very silky underneath the eyes. So yeah, that is it for today's video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. Also, make sure you guys check out that giveaway that I mentioned at the beginning of today's video. You definitely don't want to miss out on that. I will have it linked in my description box below if you guys want to go and enter. And also, before you guys go, make sure you click the bell next to the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on any of my future videos. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Thank you so much for watching.